wanna trap like bitch, we wanna trap like
Live from Thunder Rally, we welcome race fans one and all back to the Rock. It is the Rockingham Speedway here on Green Flag TV as we get set to go racing once again for the TNGG IEL Truck Series on a Saturday night. Welcome to the show and to the Aim High 160. My name is Ola Wemple, bringing you all the coverage here tonight from start to finish of tonight's 160 lap race around this absolutely incredible racetrack over in Rockingham, North Carolina. It has been so long since this track has seen real-world racing action, and of course with rumors that it may potentially be back in the next few years or so. To get set to go racing here in the virtual world where this beautiful track score has been preserved. It's going to be a race of attrition tonight. It is going to be one hard-fought race ahead of all of these drivers here tonight. We're going to take a rundown of your official points order entering tonight's race, as it is still Brad Slagle up on top, but only by 552 points over the likes of Christopher Howell sitting a bit further down in the running order. It's almost 30 more points back to the likes of Aaron Raymond, who's been slowly picking up more and more good finishes. So Raymond currently with that position full time, looking to continue to close in the gap. Brad Slagle was talking to him earlier tonight and was not confident in his abilities to go for a potential qualified effort here in this one. And sure enough, he is going to be starting this race well down the field. It looks like down in 18th out of the current about 24, 25 or so trucks that have been looking to start things off. So it'll be a difficult ride for Brad Slagle to see if he can't hang on to that points lead entering today's race. Got qualified for the most part, just wrapped up. Got nobody on track as it stands. It is a fairly warm track surface out there at the moment, 92 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a bit warmer, which is, I mean, considering the fact that it's, you know, such a bumpy and abrasive track surface, it's going to be a real test of skill today to see which one of these drivers will come out on top and be able to claim dominance here at Rockingham Speedway. Chris Van Maastricht, Bill English, RJ Buchanan, Patrick Hernandez, and Alan Isaac, the lone drivers that have not yet put down qualifying time. Slowest driver currently sits with Greg Pillar. He is sitting 1.2 seconds back of Aaron Raymond's pole time of a 23.83. Wildman, Howell, Dunning, Holiday currently round out the top 5 here in qualifying. So with just about 2 minutes left in the session, we're going to take ourselves a quick step back. You're watching the TNGG IEL Truck Series live on Green Flag TV. We'll be back for the grid.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
About 45 seconds left in qualifying before we take things up to the starting grid. Still nobody has opted to come on out and set a time in the dying stages here of qualifying here at the Rockingham Speedway. And it's looking like there's not going to be anybody that will be able to go out and put down a lap time. So we'll get things set up here then for your starting grid before too long, as we've got ourselves now 25 seconds left on the clock. Still no changes up towards the top end. Nobody's come out on track during that very brief break that we took away from the action as we get set to go racing once again. 160 laps. Remember, fuel dialed in at about 55%, so it's going to be a very, very short run on the fuel stops. Expecting at least 2, possibly 3 stops over the course of the afternoon. As qualifying going to get itself wrapped on up, we're going to take a rundown of what your starting grid looks like for here for the Aim High 160 at the Rockingham Speedway. It is Aaron Raymond up on pole position with Brady Wildman for Average Joe Motorsports down beside him on the front row. Christopher Howell and Jamie Dunning will lock out an Average Joe Motorsports 2, 3, and 4 for the top 2 rows. John Holiday and Colt Plaskowski from row number 3. Josh returning in for Team IEL down on row number 4, along with John Walton Jr. for Jack Dowell Motorsports. Tom Slane Jr. headed up the Team IEL crew, coming down to that 9th position with Julian Ballou down in 10th. Jacob Malone brings up row number 6, along with Chris Gore for Cyclone Motorsports. Row 7 holds Robert Amara with Michael Mayu for Team Extreme Racing. Casey Ellis out of Pennsylvania going to be down at 15th with Dale Rapp out of Ohio. Down on row number 8. Row 9 holds Robert Jordan and Brad Slagle. And that'll be Greg Pillar then and Patrick Hernandez of the HF1 Motorsport number 90 to bring up row number 10. RG Buchanan, the lone Canadian in this field, going to be down in that 21st position. Chris Van Bestrick going to be down at 22nd. Bill English and Alan Isaac going to take up a rear of the field here today with EOL penalties from incidents past. Patrick Hernandez serving the last of those end of the line starts here tonight. So that's going to be it then for your starting grid as we get set to go racing from Rockingham. Going to roll itself off around the Rockingham Speedway as we get set to go and do battle here at the Rock. Aaron Raymond going to be the one to lead us around to that green flag. Keep an eye on the Average Joe Motorsports crew, Brady Wildman, Brad Slagle, and more. all running new paint schemes here today, running the 11-11 colors now throughout the Average Joe Motorsports, except for Brad Slagle. He said he wanted to be a little bit different, so he's running a bit of a different color scheme on the old 52. So new color schemes all around for Average Joe Motorsports. We'll keep an eye on those throughout the course of the night as we'll roll things around. Turn numbers 3 and 4, and we're once again going to thank everybody for taking the time to join us here on Green Flag TV for more Saturday Night Truck Series racing action. And it's time to get this party started here in Rockingham, North Carolina. Let's go racing in Thunder Alley. The pace truck pulls down and into pit road. We're green at the Rock. Aaron Raymond will lead the first lap to green. You saw trouble, though, down at the tail end of the field for the likes of Jacob Malone, who found himself falling way down towards the tail end of the field. We'll get a look at this one here as this was coming around through the first few corners. It was a fairly big heap of trouble that Malone found himself in as in fact, he's actually found himself around again. We'll get back to that in a moment as we've got some kind of action going up here up on the racetrack. And, well, seems like everything's going to be haywire as it stands here on Green Flag TV. We're going to get things back underway here, though. Again, weird moments here, and we'll see if we can't get this all sorted. We'll be back with live pictures here in just a moment. Oh, it's hard to the outside wall. Goes Jacob Malone. Well, back live now as we are under our first yellow flag here of the evening. Sorry for the confusion on that deal. We've been having some technical gremlins behind the scenes today, it would appear, as we'll see if we can get a view on everything that went down leading up to that massive hit up on the back straightaway. We'll start things off, of course, with Jacob Malone. His little moment here down the back straightaway. Saw loft the back end, slaps the inside wall. That's all well and good. The caution came out, though, on lap number 2, and it came out not for Malone. We'll get a look at Malone here first because Malone definitely was a huge part of this. He gets loose and just side slaps up, but the outside wall goes tumbling down the back straightaway on a huge rev. You can already see Chris Gore stopped further up the road, and this is what actually brought out the yellow flag here in this deal. It was Chris Gore and Michael Mayu entangling together along with John Bolden Jr. Right there, you saw Gore gets turned down the inside lane. He takes Thomas Lane Jr. and Michael Mayu with him, and then right in the background there you see Malone getting kicked up and over. And somebody else kind of sliding in there late. I believe that was Greg Pillar that had to really check up for that whole deal. We'll ride on board with Pillar in this one. See what this looked like from the number 54 Toyota Tundra. My gosh, that is one hell of a view out the windshield. Just backs it down and just gonna wait for them to get rolling in front of him. But a big crash for lap number 1. That's unfortunate, I think, to say the very least. We are 1 lap to green. We go racing again this time by. It seems we're having troubles getting things back to live pictures whenever we cut to replay, so we'll try to minimize the number of times that we go and cut to replay here tonight. As it should be a fun ride, I think, for everybody here on this restart, as we'll try this again to get a green flag run in. Take 2. Second time's the charm, maybe. Fingers crossed. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway from Rockingham Speedway. Aaron Raymond takes off towards turn number 1. Weilman and Blaskowski sitting just in behind. single file things out. Down back straightaway, a bit further behind. Trouble in the outside wall, look out! We got trucks going around. The 28 getting collected. Jamie Dunning collected in the big mess. Caution flag is out again. Second yellow flag of the evening in as many laps. And this is how yellow flag number 2 of the night comes about. 44 gets into the outside wall, causes a stack of effect, and it's on from there. You see the 28 going around, backs it into the inside wall. They wrecked again, further up the road, it looks like. So this is Alan Isaac. He collects the outside wall, and oh, it just got loose again and gets hooked by the 89 truck way down to the bottom. Was a bit of a lazy slide, and that's going to call that one job done from there. So we're going to take a break here under this yellow flag. We'll see if we can't get these tech issues sorted out here. We'll be back with more on Green Flag TV in a moment. Welcome back to Green Flag TV. 1 lap to green. We believe we've gotten the technical gremlins with the replay scroller figured out. So we'll give this third time's the charm on not just our broadcast tonight, but also for the folks down there on the racetrack, as we're under caution flag number 2. Haven't gone even 3 laps in, or 10 laps in. It will be green flag on lap number 10, though. Is Aaron Raymond going to lead us around through turn numbers 3 and 4 at the Rock? And the iRacing of the Fish Pace truck going to make that sharp left-hand turn down to pit road. Green flag going to come back up in the air. We're back underway. Skowski side by side with Weiland down Thunder Alley on the back straightaway. Skowski also from an updated paint scheme for the Garza colors now, looking for the inside, but Weiland going to pull clear. The average Joe Motorsports machine up on top. Make it at least 1 lap green here in this deal, as we got Michael Maya coming on down to the pit road. The 00 for Team Extreme Racing having problems. We'll look back further up the field. This is Dunning and Jordan side by side down the back straightaway. See Jamie Dunning having to lift out on corner exit to allow the 74 Robert Jordan to pull clear. Aaron Raymond being caught for the race, lead by Brady Weideman. Weideman going to look to the inside into turn 3 this time around. The 2 trying to go for it here. Aaron Raymond looking to make that one work up on the top shelf. Caution flag is out again. Aaron Raymond will hang on. It's more problems with Jacob Malone sideways on the back straightaway. So that is the second time now that Malone has crashed and brought out, well, not brought out a yellow flag, but crashed, being involved in a yellow flag at least. So Aaron Raymond going to maintained the race lead of the Camping World Chevrolet. Here's what happened to Malone. Oh, this time he hooks up with the 28 and slides way to the inside. And there was a few drivers that was the 72, Chris Gore. You saw having a moment. Take a look at what happened to Gore here. This is coming onto the back straightaway. You saw him way down on the 8th grid, chasing after the 52 of Dale Rapp. Oh, loops the back end. Oh, yo, look at that. What a save from the number 72 of Chris Gore. Get a ride on board. Take a look at this. Oh, less than a sheet of paper's width between the 72 truck and that outside wall. Yes, our replay winder or whatever is fixed. Sometimes you need to just turn it off and turn it back on again, and that's that fixes the problem right up. So we are under, of course, a yellow flag number 3 now, and this race I don't think going the way that anybody wanted this to in the early goings. So this is going to be an interesting run here. In this one, we'll see if we can't talk to some of these drivers. That is, if we're not going 1 to green here. We'll wait on this one first. Is it going to be 1 to green this time? It will not. Excellent. Let's go and dialed up. The number 53 truck here. We'll see if we can't get a word in with Casey Ellis in this one. Casey Ellis, one of the new drivers making their series debut here today. Casey, this is Noel Rampo up here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, it's your first start. I don't think this is quite the introduction you were looking to have into this series. It's usually cleaner than this, I promise. You're up 4 spots, though. Looking good in your series debut. What's the target for today?
Usually I shoot for a top 10 whenever I'm starting in a new league, so I don't really know this track, but I like these trucks, so I'm hoping I can do at least a top 10.
Well, you're 1 out of the game so far, and obviously these yellow flags are going to eventually upset strategy in some way or another. What's going to be the game plan then to get yourself into the top 10 by the end?
Oh man, you're asking the wrong person about strategy. I kind of just wing it. I'm just here for the ride.
I'll invite you to my Wing It Club later on this evening. I'm kind of the same way.
Sounds good.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us here, Casey. Good luck out there on the restart here.
Thank you very much.
It's Casey Ellis joining us up here in the broadcast booth momentarily. Of course, his first start today, and he's not the only one. We've also got Greg Pillar, a new driver making their series debut here today as well in the number 54 machine. Greg Pillar actually sitting just on the outside of the Moxie Toyota Tundra. So Greg Pillar, Casey Ellis, 2 drivers to look out for. Ellis wants to go for the top 10. Looking to be a competitive fighter for it at the moment as well. See if we can't talk to Pillar later on in this race. If we get a few more cautions like this, I don't doubt we'll be able to find something to talk to him about. It'll be 1 lap to green this time by Aaron Raymond, going to maintain that race lead. Randy Wildman down in the 2nd position. They'll be the ones to take us down to the green flag this time by, as the pace truck once again going to pull down and into pit road. Green flag back up in the air. Smooth getaway from several drivers in this field. Looking back to Joshua Jernigan side by side with Thomas Lane Jr. Off of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Lane holding the bottom. Jernigan up on top, trying to make the move in the Whack Rifle Cop Company Ford F-150. Around the outside, Diamonds off turn number 2, and Joshua Jernigan through to 15th place. So moving his way further up throughout this field. He's not the only one looking to make moves. Patrick Hernandez already up several positions. Have time to start this race from the tail of the field. Hernandez really putting on the pressure here to Christopher Howell, looking to get around the 11-11 Average Joe Motorsports #1 Toyota Tundra. And currently, will sit back in P5 and won't put up too much of a fight in the early goings here. Jacob Malone working his way back into the field, just picked off Chris Gore for 16th down into turn 1. Pushes up wide in 1 and 2, but will quickly get that truck turned back down to the bottom and get things filed off. Currently, all trucks on the racetrack are on the lead lap, so lap traffic not going to play a factor for a little while yet. Chris Van Maastricht way in the back of the field in the battle with RJ Buchanan for 21st. Van Maastricht going to go through in the Mopar Silverado, picks off the Alders Toyota down on the back straightaway. Also got Chris Gore, Robert Amaro, Bill English running nose to tail, and they're not the only ones. Once again, Wildman has caught Aaron Raymond for the race lead. Wildman's really got that long run pace underneath that number 2 11-11 truck, and I have to wonder if at some point he's going to be able to get by Aaron Raymond. But so far, though, every time he's tried, we've had a caution that kind of cuts the run short. So Morrow looks at the inside of Chris Gore for 17th. Can't make a move. One driver that can make a move, though, Robert Jordan, trying to get around rookie Greg Pillar. Pillar on the bottom, Jordan up on top. Jordan tracks out from the wall and will secure that 12th position. So Pillar falling back to 13th. As we finally get settled into a bit of a run here. This is the longest green flag run we've had so far, all race long. So with a lot of time left to go, again, Malone working on Thomas Lane Jr. Lane to the top, Malone to the bottom, and that's an easy pass there for Jacob Malone. Well, Joshua Jernigan now goes to work against Greg Pillar. So Pillar in the Moxie machine starting to drop back a good bit from this restart, so might have that short run pace, not so much the long run speed. Clear off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Check into the fight for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Laskowski, Howell, Hernandez, all running line astern. All have not been able to get close enough to make moves on one another for the battle for the final podium position. Rocketing down in towards turn numbers 1 and 2 and down Thunder Valley. There's the move to the inside for Christopher Howell. They're trying to pick off Colt Laskowski. Can't get there, though. Laskowski going to maintain the run up on the top, and in fact, here comes Patrick Hernandez now. Hernandez going to try to lunge something around the top shelf. Will he lob that one in? No, he'll get cut off by Howell. We're running down into turn numbers 1 and 2. As Christopher Howell will continue to lead the way around 3 and 4. Good scrap we're having here for the top 3, and this is the closest bunch of cars, or trucks I should say, we got on track at the moment. Keep eyes on Christopher Howell as he'll continue to put the pressure on the Garza Silverado. I'll look for that time by into turn 1, opted against it. On board with Christopher Howell as he tries to hunt down Colt Laskowski up the road. Laskowski, while watching on from the back end, but now has got a bit more, I think, to worry about as Christopher Howell looking more and more like he wants to make that move to the inside. Almost made it that time by down to the first corner as well, but Laskowski going to do a phenomenal job on keeping that truck steady. They got to get a move on, though, because they're not the only guys that are interested in making moves here. Check out John Holliday. The number 8 truck has started to put himself into the fray. It's now a 4-truck fight for 3rd. With Laskowski, the cork in the bottle, so to speak. just not able to get a good enough drive off the corners to be able to make a move, and it's so hard to pass here at Rockingham. Whoa, as I think gave him the bumper that time by, moves him out of the way, and almost into the outside wall. Powell to the bottom. I was going to say, you really have to use the chrome horn if you want to get somebody up and out of the groove, and that's exactly what Howell did. Bumps Blaskowski out of the way on a textbook bump and run. John Holiday and Patrick Hernandez trying to both go through as well. Hernandez chasing Blaskowski up the track. It's not going to lead to anything, though. Behind Brad Slagle, that's Julian Ballou through. Here comes Dale Grab, wants to make the move for 8th, down to the inside of 3 and 4. Not quite. Man, he just gets such a great run off the top shelf here as John Holiday tries to now work on Patrick Hernandez. It really is very reminiscent of Bristol, how good the run off the top is if you can diamond it down off of these corners. But you've got to be on point with your line all the time. You do not have the chance to slow down and take a break in the slightest. Or you end up like you do in Greg Pillar's situation here. You end up on the back foot as now he's falling back to 16th. About to fall to 17th as Michael Mayu tries to work his way a bit further up through this field. He's not the only one, as Bill English and Robert Amaro going to exchange hands down to turn 1. Amaro trying to fight back from the high side. Not going to happen, though. How about Lane and Malone? A couple of drivers that have not been able to break away from the green flag of this latest run, and Lane really doing a good job on kind of holding up Jacob Malone in the Caterpillar number 89 Chevrolet, working down towards turn 1. Up the road, side by side, John Holiday getting up and around Patrick Hernandez. Oh, thinking about it. Oh, they're going to make contact in 2. Holiday bobbles off the corner, and that'll give it up for Patrick Hernandez, who will now put the pressure on Colt Blaskowski. Dead heat down this front straightaway. Working down and into turn 2, down Thunder Alley. Running back to the bottom into 3. Gets that to close in on that 1 corner mark. Once again, I haven't done this a whole lot, and I feel bad that I have kind of slacked off on doing this so far. I want to give a shout out to the folks watching this in the Aberdeen Outback Steakhouse. Of course, it's not often these productions get put up anywhere other than the Green Flag TV YouTube channel, so it's it's a big hit to the door there. Patrick Hernandez muscles him up the racetrack, and John Holiday continues to go to work. But it's good to be able to branch out and be able to bring the entertainment over to all kinds of folks back at home. So hope you're enjoying the food, the drink, whatever is going on down in Aberdeen. We hope that you're enjoying this show so far here this beautiful Saturday night from the Rockingham Speedway. Casey Ellis wanted to go over that top 10, has caught John Bawalda Jr. Find the pressure at EnterCars.com. Number 5 Silverado, and Bawalda lifts out of turn 2. And that's going to put Ellis up into 10th place. Bill English and Michael Mayu are going to go head-to-head. Tracking up the bottom, Mayu going to lift out. He tapped the brakes a bit more than he could have, and now R.J. Buchanan slips through, and here comes Van Maastricht as well to the Mopar Silverado. move up to Colt Laskowski. Once again, still embroiled in this fight with Patrick Hernandez, and Laskowski really playing the defensive game. He's been holding up Patrick Hernandez for a while now. I think it's not going to be long before Patrick Hernandez starts to get a little bit antsy. We've seen Hernandez make some aggressive moves, to put it mildly, earlier on in the season. As in fact, Hernandez is going to go for an aggressive pit strategy and pit in right behind Chris Gore. So first pit stop here of the afternoon. We'll see Hernandez come down to the lane to try to undercut Colt Laskowski. We're expecting everybody else in before too long. Robert Jordan will come into pit road this time by. Christopher Howell is in, and in fact, here comes John Holiday as well. Here comes everybody. Laskowski is in. There's a whole host of trucks start to make their way down and into the lane for service. So it looks like it will be a three-stopper then, right about the lap 40 marks for everybody in this field. Race leader Brady Wildman locks up the right front, trying to slow it down for pit row, but gets stopped in time. Brady Wildman sits right behind him. Now, last time at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Raymond really gambled with a two-tire stop, and I'm going to be curious if he'll try to do so again. Nobody thus far has opted for a two-tire strategy. Watching the pit timer here on Aaron Raymond. He's into the box, up on the right. And not brave enough for the two-tire strategy here at the Rockingham Speedway. Understandably so. This track shreds tires like they're going out of stock. English Buchanan running nose to tail here as well. Sit about 3/4 of a second behind, while John Holiday and Colt Laskowski are embroiled in a fight now. Brad Slagle will pit in. A lot of lap traffic that the 8 and the 21 have to try to work their way around. Jacob Malone will hit pit road. See one by one drivers filing their way out from pits. We'll keep tabs on this fight between Holiday and Laskowski. Bill English inherits the race lead. We're waiting on English, Buchanan, Van Verstraeten, and I believe Weileman as well to come on down to the pits. In fact, we are not. Brady Weileman has gapped Aaron Raymond in the pit stop cycle. Laskowski going to force his way by John Holiday. But Brady Weileman gets around Aaron Raymond in the pit stop cycle. And that was all down to the actual pit road time, not even the pit stop time. So we'll pull that up for you now. Take a look at this one here with Weileman. 1.2 seconds faster than Aaron Raymond in pit road altogether. So I don't think Weileman expected that, but able to get way ahead of Aaron Raymond now as a result of a great pit stop run. Still waiting on Van Verstraeten, Buchanan, and English, though, to all come down to the lane. They'll pit on the lap number 14, so I'm not expecting them in for another 5 or 6 laps or so at this point. The strategy game really kicking off now here from Rockingham Speedway. It's going to, I think, come down at this point to who can kind of nail the next 2 stops here, assuming we're going to get into the yellow flag. We get into the yellow flag, this is going to upset everything. As Jurgen trying to go up against John Ball Jr., shoots to the inside of Anticars.com and drives Silverado. Gets through while R.J. Buchanan gets around Bill English, as I think English is coming to the pits. So Bill English to pit road. Buchanan gets the bonus point for leading a lap. As Buchanan now getting on the binders as well. He will take it to pit road. Easy run down to the box there for the number 99. That just leaves now Chris Van Maastricht coming down pit road. I think it will now that he's gotten the bonus point for leading a lap. He doesn't gain anything at this point by staying out there as long as he has, as R10 Buchanan still sitting in pit road. He's going to stay out. I think Jacob Malone may have had enough, as he is still sitting in pit road for over a minute, and I don't even think he's even in the car anymore. So it'll be game over for Jacob Malone after he had a pretty disastrous start to his race. Robert Amaro going to hold off Bill English as Van Maastricht will hit pit road as Brady Weidman takes over the race lead. So that is going to mean then that we've only got 10 trucks now back on the lead lap. Folks, up on the closest spot of the racetrack, Bill English getting by Robert Amaro. Easy pass there for Bill English to get up and around the number 77. Also got Joshua Jernigan and Robert Jordan. Now this is a big fight here because the 22 and the 74, look out, Robert Jordan way to the inside. I was going to mention though that, you know, they're fighting for the lucky dog spot. So this is big for these guys, but they're having to let guy through drivers like Michael Mayu, who is several laps down, along with folks that are on the lead lap. We've got Ellis in this grouping as well. Casey Ellis has dropped to several spots as a result of that pit stop run as well. He pitted back on lap number 46. We look up to Blaskowski and Holiday fighting it out for 5th. Holiday looking for the inside line. And not going to commit to that one down into turn number 1. Blaskowski ripping it right up by that outside wall. And that's going to cost him even more time now. Holiday pulls alongside for the bottom as Blaskowski ran way too wide to the 1 and 2. Better line for 4, but Holiday still looking to pull ahead. Bill English sitting just behind this pairing. He'll work his way through on the 21 as the 8 clears up to the top shelf. Down into turn 1 we go. And down Thunder Valley. 99 laps to go. We are 61 down. Quick over to lap number 63. Casey Ellis steadily closing up to the back of Robert Jordan. Might be seen number 53 truck try to get himself up and around the 74. That's going to pay off as the 53 of Ellis to the inside. And Jordan has to lift to avoid the wall. So job done there for Casey Ellis. That leaves Chris Van Maastricht and Chris Gore going side by side down in turn 1. Just behind them, the race leaders, Aaron Raymond, trying to close up to Brady Weidman. Raymond on a hard-fought fight at the moment. A lot of lap traffic ahead of him that he's got to work his way through. That's one of the hats about these slower tracks. There's a lot you have to get through in the way of traffic to be able to really make up any ground. But the good news is he has been closing today to Brady Weidman. He's going to get into the side of Chris Gore down the back straightaway, and that's going to jack him up, and he'll lose a 10th and a half. That got a bit dicey there for a moment. Well, right on board. This is on the back straightaway. You see it right there, rubbing doors. Very lucky that that wasn't an incident. Demonstrator gets up and by Thomas Lane Jr. Joshua Jernigan losing time to Casey Ellis, so the rookie continuing his charge up throughout this field. truck smoking down the pit road. I believe that to be Alan Isaac that just blew up in pit lane. It's nice that we're able to kind of slow this race down. We can get ourselves with a longer green flag run and then kind of just take a breather. We did not have the chance to do that at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but what a race Vegas was. You know, we went 80-some laps green. We came back with less than 10, with about, 3 laps to go. And Aaron Raymond, the driver that had dominated the race on a double two-tire strategy, that race ended up being completely robbed by just 2 1/1000ths of a second. I believe it was Christopher Howell that took that one over. It was such a massive shame. But one of the closest finishes that this TNGG IEL Truck Series has ever experienced. Rockingham, not so much. It's very difficult to even get alongside, let alone to pass. This track is the epitome of catching is one thing, passing is another. And I say that about a lot of tracks. I say that about Darlington. I say that about Rockingham. And even tracks like Bristol, I end up saying that quite a bit. But I don't regret it. It all rings true. More than one thing being the epitome of something. And certainly the epitome of, the epitome of the statement here in Rockingham, North Carolina. 9 trucks remain on the lead lap. Dale Rapp and Brad Slagle just in front of the race leaders, starting to battle it out to avoid losing a lap. Dale Rapp going to give up spot to Brad Slagle, falls down to the last truck on the lead lap. Oh, into the wall goes Dale Rapp, stacks up the leaders. Brady Wileman almost shoved at the truck out of the way as Joshua Jernigan getting up and into the outside wall, dives down after Chris Gore. He's trying to catch Casey Ellis here. Ellis back up to the top 10. Jernigan trying to bump him down to 11. Could do so if the pace will continue at the rate it is with this 22 machine. English to the inside of Jernigan. Bill English now going to rocket away with that 11th position. Now he'll try to chase after Casey Ellis. Mentioned before that Ellis has the short run space, not so much for the long run pace. I think we can really see that coming into play here as Ellis has been really checked up by Michael Mayu, a truck that is several laps down from him. Also got Cole Piskowski having to fend off Julian Ballou just behind for 6th. Oh, as Ballou tried to lunge for the inside. Getting a bit tight here at the racetrack as English bobbles on the exit of the corner. Still chasing after Casey Ellis. Well, Piskowski goes to the top, pulls clear of Ballou down to the turn 2, down the back straightaway. Get by Bliskowski as Bliskowski had that bit of a bad run up and around the top end of turn 2 onto Thunder Alley. In fact, he will lose the spot. Ballou finally clears for 6th. Well, as we start to continue to work our way further and further into your race here tonight, let's take a rundown of what your, we'll take a rundown here of your total race field here in this one as we will continue to advance our way here through the Aim High 160 here at the Rockingham Speedway. It is going to be the likes of Brady Wileman to be continuing to lead the way by now 1.8 seconds over Aaron Raymond down in that second position. Christopher Howell sitting strong for third. Patrick Hernandez is going to be in fourth as we start our next pit run cycle. John Holliday will be back in fifth. Julian Blues in sixth with Cole Plaskowski down in seventh. Brad Slagle taking it up in eighth with Dale Rapp in ninth. Bill English wrapping out the top 10 in a fight with Casey Ellis for the 10th position. Arjun Canada is down in 12th, fighting Josh Jernigan for the 13th position. Chris Van Maastricht down in 14th with Robin Amaro down in 15th. Carlos Lane Jr. is in 16th with Greg Pillar in 17th. Chris Gore down in the 18th spot with Robert Jordan now down and into pit road for service. John Wall Jr. rounds out the top 20, and Michael Mayo, the last truck on the racetrack with Malone, Johnny, and Isaac all currently running down for the last few spots as we start to enter our next pit road cycle, as that was your Green Flag TV Field rundown here at halfway. Patrick Hernandez making his way down and into the lane for service this time by, as will Aaron Raymond back behind, and Raymond almost getting into the pit wall. So Raymond on a smart strategy here, trying to undercut Brady Wileman, and Wileman going to have to really respond to this if he wants to avoid losing the initiative here up for the race lead. He's not going to. The average Joe Motorsports driver thinks he's got more pace in the long run, so the 1111 Toyota Tundra going to continue to keep things up in front. Now Wileman will hit pit road, and he's also going to kind of get deep on the brakes. Rapp also into the lane as Plaskowski and Ellis. More and more trucks starting to work their way down and into the lane for service as we keep on in the second pit stop cycle. Julian Ballou, the next driver in from fourth. See Aaron Raymond and Brady Wileman up on the track map here as Brady Wileman will get up behind Aaron Raymond. So Aaron Raymond absolutely blitzing Brady Wileman on the pit stop cycle here. So Aaron Raymond will inherit the net race lead as Christopher Howell will hit pit road. We're waiting on John Holliday and Brad Slagle as well. Come on down. Holliday picks up the race lead, as I believe he's going to try to go for that one lap lead before coming on down to pit road himself with the Black Rifle Coffee Company number 88 Chevy Silverado. As now Holliday will make the run down to pit road, will not be able to stay out in time to take that lap away. Brad Slagle will do, so Slagle will lead another lap here from Rockingham. So we continue to work our way through your race here tonight. We're going to take a quick step away. We'll be back with more from the TNGG IEL Truck Series here on Green Flag TV in just a moment. Welcome back to Green Flag TV. Fight is on for the lead. Brady Weileman to the inside of Aaron Raymond this time by, trying to make the move down to the turn number 1 as well fire back down Thunder Alley. With just over 60 laps remaining, Aaron Raymond continues to hang on just for now. But Brady Weileman, who pit 2 laps later, is on the hunt, trying to take that lead back away from the Camping World Silverado. This time to the inside line and a dead heat down the back straightaway as they're going to make contact, and look out as the 6 of Raymond and the 2 of Weileman get together in 3 and 4, or entering 3 and 4. Raymond somehow survives, pulls ahead, and Brady Weileman able to get himself with a good run. This fight has been heating on up ever since the latest pit stop run. They still got one more stop ahead of them, about 20 laps here. So Aaron Raymond has got a lot to play for here, and he's going to have to drive like mad to keep Weileman behind. This is the only battle we have that's close on track 4 position as it stands. See one truck exiting pit row. Once again, Brady Weileman looking high, looking low. Where does he want to put the number 2? He's going to push it up on the top shelf, trying to get up and around. Aaron Raymond, can he get the nose in? He just is able to, and he's going to be forced up towards the outside wall, making the drive around the top. Aaron Raymond hanging it low down on the bottom, comes up off the corner. Raymond bobbles. He still has the inside, though. He's going to go for the Hail Mary down the inside of 3 and 4, getting tracked up and try to cut off the 2. No, and it'll be Brady Weileman pulling clear from the outside line. And Weileman through once again to the race lead. Raymond tried, wasn't able to fend him off though. But I think Raymond has found something that works for him. If he can keep close to the 2 here and go for that undercut for a second time, he may very well be able to make this an easy drive off throughout this field. Looking back, Julian Ballou, John Holliday in the fight for 6th down to the turn 1 as well. A fight that's going to end up faltering. It's even further down the field. Brad Slagle and Dale Rapp having a good little fight for 8th. Archie Buchanan, meanwhile, pitted himself a few laps ago, and he's now being pressured by Robert Jordan. Buchanan, one of the few that was off cycle. And just trying to work his way up this field. I think survived the remainder of this race. Wrapped too far of the racetrack. Here comes the 052 down to the bottom. The battle of 52s on the racetrack. See which one is the real one. The one with the 0 or the one without. Slagle to the inside of Rapp. Bounces off the apron. Bit of a pitch. Slagle through to 8th. Great drive there for Brad Slagle to get up and around Dale Rapp, and now just behind. Got the likes of Greg Pillar trying to find his way through as well. Pillar now down 6 laps, so not the best of runs for Greg Pillar in this one. Oh, trouble! Look out! Car's back at the outside wall. That is Kobliskowski that's wrecked. Caution is out. Whole host of drivers getting collected though. boy, there was mayhem on Thunder Rally. I think RG Buchanan might have been involved in that deal. So yellow flag is out for the 4th time of the night. This is how it happened. Laskowski trying to go for the outside move. Oh, just gets into the Mopar Chevy. Spins it around. So 0-2. I think that ended up being. As Brady Wyman will make that run down into pit road. We'll restack him. We'll do this all over again, I believe. Put John Holiday as the lucky dog, and it will, as Holiday going to take that one around the outside line. Wyman, Raymond, Howell, and Moore all going to be down into pit road for service here this time by. I'm expecting just about everybody in this field to come in. This is going to neutralize the pit stops, but critically, it is not the end of the pit stop runs. We will still need to make one more. These guys are going to be about 5-10 laps short on fuel on making this one to the end. It's going to be close. It'll be a splash and dash for their last stop of the afternoon. So, oh boy, there is a lot to play for here in this one. Wildman will work his way back up onto the racetrack. Time for all the lap cars come to pit road. They'll be headed up by Casey Ellis in the run down to the lane. As Wildman will stay out on the racetrack up on that high shelf. Injured with a lot of damage on the side of his number 88 truck. That doesn't look pleasant there for Bill English at all. I wonder if he was involved in this somehow. I think he was, as, yeah, he's the one that got nailed by the 21, and, drove up right into the 0-2, up into the outside wall. That's, that's a yikes moment from me on behalf of Bill English. I'm sure the race controllers will be taking a look at that one later on in the race tonight. We will see if we can get in touch here with Greg Pillar. He's, of course, one of the other drivers making their series debut here tonight. Greg, this is Noel Rempel here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? Mr. Greg Pillar, Noel Rempel from Green Flag TV. You got a hold of me here? I'm not quite able to get a hold of Greg Pillar for the moment. We'll try to get back to him maybe later on in the race tonight. Perfect time, too. 1 lap to green, so saved by the buzzer on that deal. It's unfortunate for Greg Pillar. I was hoping to be able to talk to him, see what ended up going wrong for him earlier on in this race. I think it would have been a pit road penalty, though. Last pit stop was 1:20. The track's on a penalty for me on that deal. Would have had to have been held over several laps. Maybe damages repaired? Something of that nature. Well, we'll go green flag racing. It'll be 49 laps to go at the line. One more pit stop still in the books waiting for us here with less than 10 laps to go. Unless the drivers can somehow save all that much fuel. I don't think they'll be able to, though. Only one way to find out. Let's get the party back underway. Irish single pitch base truck going to pull down into pit road as Brady Weileman going to get himself underway. Green flag back in the air. Hernandez up to the top side of Christopher Howell, makes the run for third and picks off the number 1 down at the turn. Numbers 3 and 4 as Patrick Hernandez is going to continue to work his way closer and closer, trying to hunt down a race win. Trouble for Robert Amaro into the infield grass in the front straightaway. The 77 truck going to get back on circuit. As he just got loose on the exit of turn 4. And wow, what a save for Amaro down into the infield. We'll get things back underway. Caution's out again. Chris Gore brings out our next yellow flag of the evening here this time around. As Gore going to find himself in the 72 spinning around. One of the bet this one's all by himself as well. That bump and turn forward. Oh, no, he had some help, I think. Koplaskowski, it looks like. Getting into the back end of the 72 truck. Fairly harmless spin, all things considered. We'll right on board here, why not, with Blaskowski in that deal. We'll see what the 21 truck saw. Yeah, he did get into the back end of Chris Gore on that deal, and Chris Gore spins it down to the bottom. Puts us under the yellow flag once again as Hernandez comes to pit road with a lot of damage on the number 90 truck. It's not the only one. John Holiday also into the lane. I think they're just going to get damages repaired. Brad Slagle is in. So a few trucks making some strategy calls here in this deal. Well, we will take a second stab then on trying to get everything sorted here. It was indeed Julian Ballou taking that lucky dog this time by. We'll see if we can't get a hold of the driver in the number 51. Julian, the silver emblem here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, you're the lucky dog driver. That's going to put you back up onto the lead lap with the rest of the front runners. How's that going to make you feel then coming to the restart with less than 50 to go?
It makes me feel, I don't really know because, I mean, we're on the same tires now, but I really took a bullet with that 2-tire call. So I guess we'll have to see here. I have to make my way through the back of the field, so we'll see how it goes.
Obviously, the caution came out at a bit of an awkward point. The belief was we still had a pit stop to make, but this next caution is going to push you even closer to being able to make it towards the end of this race. What's it looking like at the moment? Are you going to be able to make it on fuel, or do you still have to make that one stop yet?
I think I got to make like one more stop.
Well, wish you the best of luck then on the restart. What's going to be the strategy to get the 51 up into potentially a top 5 here tonight?
Just honestly hoping for a caution and doing what I did last week probably, but if not, I just drive the heck out of it. That's all I gotta say.
Well, good luck. We'll be coming to green with 42 potentially laps left to go.
All right, thank you.
As Julian Ballou joining us up here, currently sits 7th place, but at the tail end of the field as a result of having the lucky dog here tonight. Brady Weileman continues to lead the way up at the sharp end of this field, and it'll be 1 to green this time by. As we will take a second crack at this one. Yellow flag number 5 coming to a close. Sorry, yellow flag number 4 coming to what will end up being a close on. No, this is number 5. Sorry. Yellow flag number 5 coming to a close on lap number 118. It'll be 42 laps left to go. We'll take it to the green flag. Pick events, are we done wrecking? I think not. I think we're going to be having at least 1 or 2 more cautions yet before the end of this one. That said, these drivers have surprised me before. They may very well surprise me again. Weileman has teammate Christopher Howell sitting right behind him. Trying to give him that little bit of a shove as we rocket down to turn number 1. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Checking a bit deeper in the field, John Holiday, Patrick Hernandez running side by side. Chris Gore and Casey Ellis both hit pit row, potentially with restart penalties. Ada Holiday tries to work his way on Hernandez while Wildman going for the race lead on Aaron Raymond. Aaron Raymond seems to be going for the lead on Brady Wildman. Looked for the inside into 3 and 4. Wasn't able to secure though. 40 laps remain. As Howell gets up into the outside wall in turn 2. Patrick Hernandez also under heavy fire from the number 8 truck as well, trying to work his way back up to the podium after losing it when he had to come down to pit road on this last caution. You pit now, you can make it to the end. This is going to be a big question here on who's all going to shake this one out. Meanwhile, Brady Wildman sets the fastest lap of the race last time by, 23.75. The pace is being turned up to another level from Wildman, but Aaron Raymond still looking to close in the gap at the number 6. It's about 1 truck length back. It isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Raymond back to the inside of Wildman, able to pull to the door, but no further from there. Brady Wildman continues with this great lunge down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Raymond looking to be peeking around the top. Not going to get fair. Crossover down the bottom again, down the front straightaway. Starting to get dicey. Raymond throws it in a bit deeper this time, but Wildman using all of the track up to the outside wall, trying to get the maximum possible. Maybank doors down Thunder Alley. Catching up to Casey Ellis. Lap traffic going to get in the way. Raymond gets into Wildman again. They've been racing clean for so long. Will it come to a head, though, here tonight? We saw a whole lot of door banging in the Irwindale Derby presented by Green Flag TV earlier on in the day. Neither of these drivers were among that group, though. Doesn't mean they can't slam doors here in the TNGG IEL Truck Series as well. They're both walking out a substantial gap over third place. Christopher Howell as well. Howell back by 1.3, almost 1.5 seconds now. Aaron Raymond doing a phenomenal job ripping to the top shelf, trying to really find some extra speed to line up a pass here to get around Brady Wildman. He's got to do the same in 1 and 2. You can't just do that in 3 and 4. You got to do it everywhere. It's so risky to be going so far up the racetrack. If you want to make the move, you got to get it done. Ram it up to the top. Look at the run that he gets on Brady Wildman. Looking for the inside. He's going to use the chrome horn. Thought about it. Ends up not going for it. We'll look to the inside. Wildman keeps things secured up on the top shelf. Aaron Raymond still looking to make that move. Is he going to get into him? No, but Wildman cutting him off on the top lane. He's onto him, and he is not going to allow Raymond to get the run, not when he's that close to the back bumper. .30 to go this next time by. RJ Buchanan will hit pit road on lap number 130 for his final stop of the day. That's not the only five we got close. We've also got Christopher Howell and Patrick Hernandez that we're keeping our tabs on as well. Raymond's got the run. He's alongside. Dead heat to the start finish line. Raymond leads lap number 130. 30 laps to go. As Aaron Raymond going to sneak by and pick up the race lead once again. Raymond with a beautiful move to the outside. Hernandez trying to follow suit on Howell. Gets a drive from the top shelf. He's going to now try to time it back down low up turn number 4. Not going to get them. Tries for the high side. Howell cuts him off. Hernandez back up to the top, running the wall at 1 and 2. Down Thunder Alley. Can he get the run to turn 3? Not this time. He'll have to make this move around 3 and 4 to the outside. Hernandez with the momentum. Can he follow through with a swing? That's going to be a negative down in the 1 and 2. Under 30 to go, and the fights continue to pick on up from the rock. North Carolina being set alight right now. It's Patrick Hernandez. Keeps up the charge, but now Howell starting to drive away. Further back, you got Brad Slagle trying to catch up to John Holiday. There's about half a second separating these two. And then you got Robert Amaral and Chris Vanderschmidt. A bit of a fight as well for the 12th position up on the racetrack. But the real fight going down with Howell as Brady Wildman has been losing touch to race leader Aaron Raymond. It's about to be a three-way fight for that second position. 25 to go. Wildman, Howell, Hernandez. All sitting, separated by just half a second, down and towards turns 1 and 2. Will English exiting pit road on his final pit stop of the afternoon. Howell trying to take the fight to the number 2. Average Joe Motorsports teammates about to go to war here at The Rock. Passing by Greg Pillar, lap traffic on the bottom. Up to the top shelf goes Brady Wildman. Howell down to the bottom. It won't be a move that time there for the number 1 to be forced to yield as Wildman just got too good of a run off the outside. All the while, Hernandez continuing to wait in the wings after having to start this race at the back of the field. Up 16 places. Trying to make it potentially 2 more. Raymond pulls out the gap to 1.4 seconds. And only continuing to extend that gap. The only thing that stops Raymond now is a caution. And to pit road goes Christopher Howell. We weren't sure if they could make it. Howell couldn't, as he's going to hit pit road this time by. Making now a 2-horse race with the lead. And the fact is that what we're seeing from Brady Wildman, is he conserving fuel? Doesn't sound like it, as he is still hot on the heels of Aaron Raymond. He might not be trying to, though. He might be convinced he can't make it, so he might be trying to just charge after Raymond early. As Christopher Howell will lose a lap now in pit road. Was not good to go on fuel. Give up the fight for the podium. Hernandez now sits 0.8 of a second back. 6 trucks remain on the lead lap. They'll wrap the first truck 1 lap down, but with 4 seconds back to Christopher Howell now, so has a little ways to go before giving up the lucky dog. Now the one thing that the one doesn't want to see is a caution, because that traps him a lap down. It's also the last thing Aaron Raymond wants to see, with now over 1.5 seconds between him and Wildman. I mean, Raymond is just cruising away with a race win here at this point, as he's going to continue to keep on the pressure on this field to try to catch up. But Aaron Raymond looking to take another race win. John Holiday, Brad Slagle about to do battle as well for the 4th spot. Raymond trying to go for 4 in a row. He's done the hat trick. He won at Martinsville, won at Darlington, won at Vegas. Raymond is starting to dominate the TNGG IEL Truck Series. It was the hat trick last week. Trying to go for the 4th win of the season. John Holiday losing out more time. Back to Brad Slagle in this fight for 4th, as it's down to just 0.4 of a second now. Dale Rabel also hit pit road. The last several laps, we've been seeing John Holiday be losing more and more time. Back to Brad Slagle as he can this time by how much Slagle's been able to close in that gap over the last several laps. And Slagle this time by. Look to make that move down to the inside of 1 and 2. Not going to get there this time, but maybe the next lap through. I don't think he'll do it in 3 and 4. He'll try it though. Looks to the inside. Brady Weileman couldn't make it. Weileman to pit road, gives up the fight for 2nd. That'll leave Hernandez down to be in that 2nd position. Now again, Raymond, the big question mark. Does he have the fuel to outlast this field? Go to the end. Right on board. Listen in. No, he doesn't. I was going to say, let's see if he's fuel saving. That question out the window. Raymond couldn't make it. What about Hernandez now? Hernandez with 11 laps to go takes up the race lead. Joy and Blue will also slide to pit road. This whole race getting turned on its head. Thought this was golden for Aaron Raymond, but once again, fuel enters the equation. RJ Buchanan, meanwhile, really in Chris Van Maastricht this time by the 9-9 lunges with the inside of the Mopar Silverado. Buchanan through into 10th place for the Canadian. Amaro lets by Dale Rapp. Patrick Hernandez stays out of the race lead. He's saving fuel. Brad Slagle is in a pit road. Listen in. You're right there, putting in that clutch, trying to see if he can save enough to make it to the end. It's going to be a big ask as John Holiday 6.3 seconds back. A similar boat of fuel saving. Christopher Howell, meanwhile, 20 seconds back. He can make it to the end. He's pushing like mad right now. Seeing if he can't close the gap up to Hernandez, but there's less than 10 laps to go. I don't think he's going to be able to get there. Brad Slagle leaves pit road. Patrick Hernandez really putting in the clutch and just letting that truck ride around through the corners here. And he's having trucks unlap themselves from him. There goes Brady Weileman, the former 2nd place runner. Just Christopher Howell down in 18.8 seconds. 5 laps to go. This is going to get tight here in a huge bid for the race lead. See the rev limiter right there. Watch the blue bar that's going to kind of, it arcs over the mile an hour. Watch that blue arc as he enters these corners. We'll be able to tell exactly where he puts in the clutch. Right there. Completely lifts out, clutches it all the way down, and then gets right back into it enough that he doesn't lose too much time. But the question is this burning too much fuel? If he was safe, he wouldn't be saving so much. This is going to be really, really close. We weren't sure if he could make it. If this works, though, we're giving Hernandez a medal for the driver that's been the best on fuel saving all day. He's taken a huge gamble. At this point, he's stuck with it. If he pits now, he is done. He is going to be losing a lap potentially. He'll certainly lose the win. Hernandez has made his bed. He's got to lay in it. The 74 going to unlap himself by 1. Two laps left to go at the line. Does Patrick Hernandez have enough? The gap closes to 15 seconds. Make that 16 seconds. It's not going to matter, though. John Holiday slowing. There's potential problems, big problems, as John Holiday hooks the number 8 hard into the inside wall. No caution. We stay green. 1 lap to go from Rockingham. Final lap. This is for all the marbles. Hernandez just has to make it 1 more mile. He'll enter turn 3 down Thunder Alley. And he's gonna have enough. Patrick Hernandez goes from the back of the field to take up his 2nd win of the season. Raymond dethroned after 3. What a win for Patrick Hernandez. Hard fought, hard earned, and what a way to take that win. We weren't sure if he'd have enough. He has been saving fuel though like mad all run. That's why he hasn't had the pace, and it pays off in the end. And sorry, he will be taking his 1st win of the season. I don't think he'll have enough fuel though to do a proper burnout though. We'll see if he'll be able to do it here this time by. What a drive though from Patrick Hernandez. 20th to 1st. And he's out of fuel. He's not going to have enough. He'll sit on the front straightaway. We will take a rundown of your official post-race results after this run here from the Rockingham Speedway. It is going to be the likes of Patrick Hernandez to take up the race win over Aaron Raymond on a fuel run. Christopher Howell brings up 3rd, Brady Wildman in 4th, John Holiday is the last truck to finish on the lead lap down in 5th. Bryce Lee will be in 6th with Julian Ballou in 7th. Josh Jernigan was in 8th. Dale Rapp was 9th. Archie Buchanan finishes this race 2 laps down to round out the top 10. From there, you've got Robert Amaro, Chris Van Maastricht. It's going to be Thomas Lane Jr., Colt Plaskowski, Robert Jordan, John Buwalda Jr., Michael Mayu, Casey Ellis on his first start of the season, along with Greg Pillar, Bill English, Chris Gore, Jacob Malone, Jamie Dunning, and Alan Isaac. Going to take up the field here tonight. Oh my gosh, what a night! What a night it has been here from the Rockingham Speedway, and I don't think that could have gone any better for the likes here of Patrick Hernandez. And we will see if we can't get in touch with your race winner here in just a moment. I am at a bit of a loss. That was something else entirely, as we will be able to now jump back and we will give a chat here to the likes of your race winner, Patrick Hernandez, taking this race home. He will finish it up, taking the race win, but not by much. Patrick Hernandez joins us in the broadcast booth. Patrick, your 1st win of the season. I don't think you could have taken that in any more dramatic fashion.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell, man, I have to be honest. I didn't have the speed to beat these guys. So since the last restart, I knew I was like 8 laps short. So I started saving like a maniac on that since the green flag of that last restart, because that was the only way I could had a chance to win. Uh, how I do it, I don't know. How the hell I pull it off, I'm not even sure. But I decided to do something different than these guys. I rolled the dice and I made it.
You certainly made it. You were able to be the one to outlast the fuel run. How long were you saving the fuel? Because we heard you putting in the clutch there, like all the last 10 laps or so. We went green with about 42 to go, but you had pitted a few laps prior to that, so we weren't sure if anybody was going to be able to make it.
Yeah. Since next to the last caution, we were like 4 laps on track going full throttle. So I decided to come in, top it off, and that helped me a lot. If I didn't come to pit at that moment, I will never gonna make it. So I guess I made the right call at the right time. Then on since the drop by, then I knew I had to save like a maniac, and I managed to do it, man. Because that was the only way I was gonna beat these guys. These guys were better in short run and long run, so I had to roll the dice.
This is going to propel you up past Timmy Reed for sure, possibly past Michael Mayu as well. So as you punch your ticket into the top 5 in the points, you still sit 73 at this, sorry, 87 behind Brad Slagle. Entering this race, do you reckon you'll be able to go through and take yourself up with the a points lead here before long?
Man, I never had any kind of idea. As a matter of fact, I take every race like one by one. I take the race one by one. I race lap by lap. I don't pay attention to the point standings, because that puts me like, I feel it puts me some unnecessary pressure on me. So I come every Saturday to race, and I try to do the best job I can do, and I don't think in anything else, just what I'm doing behind the wheel.
Well, wish you the best of luck then when we go racing at Talladega Super Speedway 1 week from now. Congratulations on the race win. Best of luck then in Alabama.
Thank you, sir.
As Patrick Hernandez joined us up here from Victory Lane, we will move things on down to the second place runner after that one. It is Aaron Raymond. Was going for 4 in a row. It ends up being a second place, though, here tonight at Rockingham. Aaron, what an upset as you're finding yourself finishing down to that second position, but still a great drive overall, even though it didn't end up being a pole to win.
Yeah, the race was a lot of fun. When Brady got around me, I thought he was gonna drive away with it, but I got back by him thanks to that caution, and then it just kind of came down to fuel strategy at the end. And I'm impressed that Patrick could make it. That was impressive.
Kind of walk us through that fight you had with Brady Wildman for the race lead there, because there were several occasions where that fight got physical.
Yeah, I had speed advantage on him. I think he might have used up his stuff a little bit, and I was just trying to get to his outside in 3 because I was really strong thorough. And I got a run on him down the front stretch and got to his outside, and I was just kind of over from there.
Well, you're going to be able to exit the race tonight and be able to, I think, pick up, not pick up a points lead, but definitely close it in. You're going to be up to second place here in the points after tonight. What's going to be the strategy here then coming into Talladega to see if you can't get on Christopher Howell's back bumper and go for that points lead here?
I think for the beginning of the race, it's just going to be right around the back, and then try and make my way up to the front and stay up there and avoid the wrecks.
Seems to be a popular strategy in super speedway racing. So I haven't seen one where it hasn't panned out that way when people try it. So we'll hope it'll work out that way for you. Congratulations on the second place finish. Best of luck next week in Alabama.
Thank you.
That's Aaron Raymond out of Highgate, Vermont, joining us up here in second place. We will move down to our third and final driver on the podium. It is one Christopher Howell joining us up here next for the Average Joe Motorsports crew. And I have to say, I think for Christopher Howell, he's one of the drivers that we were thinking might be able to be up there and fight for this race win. It ended up being third, to third. So, Christopher, as you join us up here now in the booth, kind of walk us through the strategy as a whole, because, boy, cautions played a huge role in that today.
Without them cautions, after that really long run, I probably would have never got a chance to even consider the playing strategy to win there. They were checked out on me. And then there at the end, I I caught second, but I don't think I could have caught Aaron. So uh, looking back at the history of all these races, it's been a two-tire stop to win the race. So I was like, you know what? I think it's my turn, and I tried it. And even if Patrick would have ran out, I still would have lost it to Aaron there on the last lap. So yeah, it just didn't pay off. It's all good. I'll still take a third. It's a good finish. I'll probably get the points lead tonight. So yeah,
You are
good.
definitely
Good
gonna.
race.
I was gonna say you are definitely gonna take over the points lead with Brad Slagle finishing a few spots behind you. You were only 2 behind him entering this race, but it's Talladega next, a track where anything can happen. What are you gonna have to do to make sure that you can maintain that points lead as we swing out to Alabama?
Make it to the end. You just gotta survive. It's super speedway. You never know what can happen. Try to get up front, get some laps led, and just see where it goes from there. See if I can keep my truck clean and finish the race in top 5 again, or get a win. That would be awesome to get a win. But, yeah.
And fingers crossed on that deal. There's a few interesting tracks coming on up next throughout the month of June here. Obviously, we got Rockingham, Talladega, and then Indianapolis rounds out the end. Which one are you looking forward to here in June? Talladega or Indy more?
I would probably, to be honest with you, I'd probably take Talladega over Indy.
I don't see many drivers that prefer the super speedway races. I'm going to be honest with you, so that's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, Indy it's a super speedway. Basically, it's draft dependent. I guess once the tires wear, it will get strung out. But I've never been in a truck at Indy, so I don't know what's going to happen there in the truck.
Well, wish you the best of luck then next week as we swing out to the biggest, baddest track on the NASCAR calendar. Thanks for joining us up here tonight, Christopher. Best of luck next week.
Thank you. Have a good night, Nolan.
That's Christopher Howell for Average Joe Motorsports joining us up here in the broadcast booth. And that is going to be a wrap for us here on Green Flag TV. But again, my goodness, what a drive that it was here for everybody in this field. I don't think anybody anticipated the race going down the way it was, but it was something else entirely as we'll get set to go racing a little bit further out in the season. It'll be coming on out to the Talladega Super Speedway 1 week from now, where we'll be finding ourselves with an excellent drive further on in the season as we'll get set to close things out here tonight. Thank you for joining us here on Green Flag TV. My name is Will Rampo, bringing you all the coverage here tonight from the TNGG IEL Truck Series and the Aim High 160. We'll see you all next week when we go racing for 200 miles at Talladega Super Speedway.